Here we are on Brunch with Brian today, and it's Formal Dining Room Friday. And today we are going to talk about three different areas of your business, and one of them is going to be the tech side of your business because it's National Technology Day. So when you think about technology, do you kind of get nervous and you're not sure what to do? Well, obviously the tech programs that you need to be focused on in this business are Zillow. How hard tech is Zillow? Guys, most of this stuff is not that tough. Now, if you have a CRM or a software program or a list creating program, like a RealFlow or PropStream, some of these, there is that technological component to your business. And I do endorse those type of programs. I mean, there's a lot of great programs there. There's a lot of great information that you can find. There's great marketing that you can do through those programs. So I do think those programs are great. If you have questions about that, call our office and I'll actually talk to you about that. If you want to make a move with some kind of a CRM or a tech program to organize your business more. A lot of people are doing their business using Excel spreadsheets and Word programs and tracking everything like that. So that's a pretty, minimal tech program. However, I used to always use an Excel spreadsheet, and sometimes I'll send this Excel spreadsheet out to our students. And it's just a simple Excel spreadsheet of all the deals you're working on at any given time. The address is over on the left. And then notes is the very first column, actually, for me, because that's what tells me what's going on with that deal. So it's the address and then notes, and then, what kind of lead it is, FSBO, realtor, whatever. And then it's got phone numbers and all the other stuff about that deal. So you can actually keep track of your deals in a fairly decent way. If you are not at least using an Excel spreadsheet and you're just kind of got piles of paper sitting around, at least figure out how to use Excel spreadsheets. They're pretty easy, and you can create your own columns across the top. If you really want to, I will send you what I call it's our property list. It's just our Excel spreadsheet, and I can send it to you, and it's got all the sample columns that you would use. That can even be helpful if you're doing, some kind of a software program as well. Now, the other part of your tech is your social media, and that really starts in your home base is Facebook. So don't forget Canva. That's a little tech tip. If you do not have your Facebook page set up yet, go and download Canva, CANVA, for free, and use that. It's got all the templates. It's got the dimensions on there and everything. And you just plug in your picture of yourself, your phone number, your name of your business, a couple of USPs, sell now for full price, and maybe a couple of pictures of houses and your logo. So it's not complicated, and you can have just a plain white background on your Facebook cover photo, or they have backgrounds you can pick from. So Canva's a pretty cool, easy site to use, and most of the tech, here's the thing about tech, even if you're kind of nervous about tech, just remember that whatever software engineer tried to do this, they actually are trying to make it easy. They're trying to make it intuitive. They're not trying to make it hard. So, if you give it enough time, and here's the main thing on technology. Here's my biggest tip for technology. If you have a challenge with technology, is just allow yourself time and confidence. All right. Say to yourself, I'm going to figure this out. Don't sit down. The problem with older people in technology is you approach a technological challenge like setting up your Facebook page, and you halfway don't expect to be able to successfully accomplish it. So you're going in there without expectations of success. And so at some point, there's a decent chance you're just going to throw up your hands and give up unless you pretty much, have an easy route. So instead of that, just allow yourself a certain amount of time. Set a time limit. So say, okay, I'm gonna set up my Facebook cover photo, my Facebook page. I'm gonna take 30 minutes right now to do it. I'm gonna go on Canva. I'm gonna download that free app, Canva. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna find the template for Facebook cover photo or Facebook banner, sometimes people call it. And I'm gonna start plugging in some pictures and see what happens. Okay, and if you give yourself 30 minutes, you'll probably be done with it in 30 minutes. Okay, but if not, you're going to be so far along that it won't take long to finish. So again, that's the key with technology. Don't start it and then try kind of do some fitful attempts for 3 minutes and then say it's too much. Okay, you got to give yourself a little time to figure it out and confidence. Why does my kids, why do they figure it out? They don't know anything more than me. Now, yes, my kids know more about technical stuff than me, but they might approach a new tech issue and I might approach that same tech issue. We could both figure it out at the same speed if we both had the same mentality. His mentality is, I'm just going to sit here until I figure this out. My mentality is, I'm going to sit here for a couple of minutes and kind of play around with this. And if it comes easy, I might do it. But if not, I'm going to call for help or I'm going to just give up. Okay, so that second attitude is what a lot of us slip into with the tech stuff. So just give yourself a time allotment to do any little tech task. Like, okay, I'm going to sign up for Nextdoor. I'm going to sign up for LinkedIn and I'm going to post my profile. I'm going to sign up for meetup groups. I'm going to find a bunch of meetup groups. Another thing I want you to do is find Facebook groups in your area that are real estate related. You can make a lot of good contacts in these Facebook groups. So those are all, small tech tasks, and any of those can be accomplished in a half an hour. Almost nothing, unless you're building a whole new website or something, very few things in this tech world can't be done in about a half an hour and sometimes 5 minutes. So give yourself a half an hour to figure out any tech task and go into it with confidence. Say, even though I've never done this before, there's instructions here, and if not, guys, what do the kids all do? If you are trying to do something technically, what do the kids do before they even do anything else? They Google it. They say, okay, now for some reason on my Facebook page, when I post a testimonial, it doesn't show up or something. Any little technical program. On YouTube, when I post this, the sound is off or something like that. So what's the first thing they do with a tech program? And maybe this is the best thing I'm going to tell you today, is just go on Google and type in as clear as you can what your issue is. And it's amazing how they will not only have a lot of written answers to your problem, but they'll have videos. On YouTube, they've got demo videos half the time of, look, here's how you do it. So there's an amazing amount of nitty gritty tech training just available at the end of a Google search. So that's the other thing I've always been impressed. Like, we're working on some other program, Adobe Photoshop, and we run into some little snag. And what's the first thing Cale does, my son? He just goes on Google and says, on Adobe Photoshop, when this happens, what do you do, or whatever? And, and all of a sudden there's, 1,500 responses to that or whatever. So you're always going to be able to find tech answers if you take the time, approach it with confidence, and Google it. All right, that's my 3 big tech tips. I didn't even start off with those, but I kind of came around to those, and that's really actually very smart. So your 3 tech tips is take enough time, a half an hour to figure out any little tech task. Okay, approach it with confidence. Say, I'm going to make progress or even get this done in the next 30 minutes. And the third thing is just Google it. Just go on Google and try to type in the simplest version of your question. Okay, now I really went more heavily into the tech side. Hey, give me some thumbs up on that. That was some really good stuff, and hearts and stuff. I forget to ask for this, but I always like to, I notice later sometimes. So, hi, Mike, good to see you. WL, Jan, and Lori, great to see everybody. 2 more things I just wanted to touch on today was this is going to sound dumb, but it's National Bean Day. And, beans like baked beans and rice and beans, that kind of stuff, red beans, black beans, refried beans, that's really good for your health. So whenever I can make a reference to that kind of beans. Green beans are good for you too. Any kind of beans are good for you, but especially that kind of mealy paste, that, baked beans or refried beans, that's really good for your digestion and just really good for your overall body. It's got protein in it and not too much fat, but just the right combination of ingredients to be healthy for you. So if you, refried baked beans, the problem with baked beans is people put too much sugar, a whole bunch of brown sugar in there. So that's the only thing I hesitate with the baked beans. But just keep in mind that if you get a chance to eat some, navy beans, kidney beans, refried beans, chili beans, the beans in chili, all those are real good for your body. The other thing I want to say is it's Epiphany today. And I was actually married in Epiphany Church in 1985. Wow, going back. And so I love Lynette, and epiphany is actually comes from the Greek words to appear. And so let's all have an epiphany here in 2023 with real estate, and maybe spiritually and in every way. Have a lot of new wonderful things appear in your life this year. Have a lot of epiphanies this year. That would be wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to tackle the tech. That sounds good. I'm going to tackle the tech. Okay, and that's the confident attitude I want. Okay, and take the time. Remember the 3 tips. Take the time, approach with confidence, and just Google it if you can't figure it out. Okay, I'm going to I tackled the tech. I like that one. That's your affirmation. So let's all do that together 3 times. I tackled the tech. 1, 2, 3. I tackled the tech. I tackled the tech. I tackled the tech. Yes. So you tackle it with confidence. That's right. Speaking of tackling, I wasn't going to reference this, but let's all say a prayer for the young man who was the Buffalo Bill player who went down, had a heart attack actually on a field. I know a lot of you guys are following this big story. So let's all say a prayer for him too. And say a prayer for everybody. And moving into this new year, exciting year, let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath. And always put a smile on your face. Guys, this can be a way to get a good attitude in any moment of your day. If you're really feeling down or are upset about something, nice deep breath in. You just take a little time, try to get away. Remember, relax your neck and your shoulders. Another deep breath in. Sometimes hold it in. Okay, awesome. That always charges you up, invigorates you, and that's good for you. So until I see you on Monday, let's have a great weekend. Let's focus up. Let's go see some properties. Let's make some calls. Let's have an epiphany this weekend. But again, I want you guys talking 10 sellers a week, and Saturdays and Sundays, or specifically Saturdays, are a great time to get a hold of people. I always talk about Saturdays as deal meeting Saturdays. So if you can get out there tomorrow with a deal meeting, today is the day to call around. So get on the phone today, call all your leads, call some Zillow leads, anything in Zillow that's been listed 30 days or more or has a price drop in it, that's a FSBO, start calling. Let's get some action going this weekend. And there's a lot of people taking this time off because it's winter. You don't make that mistake. Let's keep it rolling and get a deal in January here, at least one. All right, so until I see you on Monday, keep expecting success, getting awesome training with us here, and of course, taking action.